It's funny making this record in an era where we couldn't play live. I became very ambitious with the production. So now that we're getting ready for these shows, I'm like, oh, dude, you really went hard on the album. You got to make this work live.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Emily Carroll with iHeartRadio, and today we're hanging out with singer, songwriter, and musician who just put out this year his debut album, State of the Heart. We have Patrick Droney here with us. Patrick, welcome. How are you?
Thanks for having me. I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm excited to be talking with you because this album obviously is important to you. You said it was 28 years in the making. Take me back to the beginning. You're watching your dad play guitar. Tell me a little bit about the first moment, like music really was like, okay, this is it for me.
Yeah, my dad was a session guitar player, and he turned doctor, but growing up, it was just always blues and soul music in the house and watching him play guitar. And from as early as I can remember, it was just being enamored by the sound of that electric guitar, like whatever that is, what is that? Like I'm gravitating towards it from like the earliest age. And there are some really fun pictures of me at like 3, just like holding this guitar twice my size. And it just kind of became such a passion for me that became a purpose, that became kind of a life responsibility to chase, and here we are.
Do you remember your very first guitar that you owned?
Well, luckily I had all my dad's gear. So like, I'm still playing my dad's little guitars, which is fun, and it's become like a bit of a bonding thing for he and I to just get new gear. But I still play that early gear that we had together.
Now, this is your debut album, obviously, so exciting, and you're getting ready to play this on the road. What sort of prep goes into those shows as you get ready to play?
It's funny making this record in an era where we couldn't play live. I became very ambitious with the production. So it's funny now that we're getting ready for these shows, I'm like, oh, dude, you really went hard on the album. You got to make this work live. So it's a lot of just like, dissecting what we created and figure out the parts that make the magic moments. And then also leaving room for what I love about live shows is like, you can't really predict what's going to happen. So the intangibles, to leave space for those moments to happen too.
It's interesting because I feel like you said before, your guitar has always been there when the words are hard to find, but I feel like you're such a words person. Is it harder for you to find the right words or for you to find the right sound?
It's funny, I can't find the words without the sound. I can't find the sound without the feeling. So it's like, it all kind of bleeds into each other. And it's like, without any of it, I kind of feel lost. So it all helps me articulate my story. And I feel like that's really the point of music, is to articulate, my experience of life, and then hopefully it helps my listeners articulate theirs, and we find a place in the middle.
New York is your home. You love New York. Obviously, we know the song Brooklyn. We love that one. I actually just moved from Brooklyn, so it was very special for me. But how in this album did you feel like New York played a role in this?
Yeah, so I live in Nashville, and I was in LA before this, and New York was kind of my formative years. New York's always been kind of like home base for my heart, and like where I'm always looking back and kind of dissecting my experiences. And there's nowhere like New York, as you know. So for me as an artist, as a writer, it's just a colorful palette to pull from. So this album really was my love letter to New York City, and it is the state of my heart. So whether a song is a bad or not, it influences it for sure.
Let's talk about your State of the Heart music video starring Lucy Hale, which I loved. Such a cool collaboration. How did that come about?
Lucy and I have been friends for years, and we've always had like in the back of our heads we'd work together. We just didn't know on what or when. She's so busy. And it just kind of felt like an organic moment together. And my friend Gus Black, who directed the video, had actually directed Lucy's video with Foy Vance for She Burns. So it was a full circle for the three of us to make this thing together. And what a dream. And honestly, Lucy helped me kind of rise to the occasion as an actor, because she's so good at what she does. It's just like an exercise in like comfort zones and just going for it.
Did you like the acting part of it?
I love it. I really do. Because like, it's like music is trying to convey these emotions like from an audio standpoint, and like to actually like convey the emotion of the music from a physical standpoint. It's a whole different thing, but very humbling. Let's say that. It's very humbling.
So would you and Lucy do any projects together in the future again?
I think definitely. I think it just opened up for me just a whole new world of possibility, for sure.
And I mean, speaking of a whole new world possibility, you release this body of work, and then later you post and you say, you can still find me here and you're in the studio. So what else can we expect from you? Are you doing a deluxe version? Can you give us any insight?
I'm in the middle of working on the deluxe right now. So we got more music coming. It's so hard to say this project's done. So like, if I have a chance to continue the journey a little bit longer, I'm going to. So there's going to be some fun things happening in the fall for State of the Heart and around these shows. So that's exciting. Have not said that yet. So
this new music, is this going to be like the same sort of energy that the album was? Like, are you in a different headspace with these new songs?
It's funny, like you would think, because it's maybe a different time, but it's the same energy. The songs that I've chosen for the deluxe are very much a part of the story of State of the Heart.
Okay, you said you've chosen them. Did you have to like sort of like do a process of elimination? Were there other ones that were going to make the cut?
Yeah, I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of songs. Like, there's so many songs. it's just because the catalog has been years and years in the making. So some of these songs have lived live, and fans know them from the shows. There's one song in particular that they ask for often that is going to make the deluxe, and I'm excited to share. And Yours in the Morning was like that. Like that song had existed for 5-6 years on the road. So those are fun moments to connect the dots like that. So it'll be fun for anybody who cares.
I love your series that you started called Regarding, that takes a look into your why. Have you gotten more clarity on what your why is, especially when you're releasing this new music?
Oh yeah, I mean, Regarding was such a great kind of flagship thing for me to start, to just explain like the context behind me. And I think in social media, it's just so hard to like get that authentic version of yourself across in a meaningful way. So it's kind of like, I feel really safe in that world. And regarding, I can kind of unpack my life, and the why for me has ever expanded as I continue to kind of like get closer to maybe my purpose and my responsibility. I think putting music out in a year as hard as the one we had, the why became very, very clear. It's just like, I'm here to help people not feel so alone and articulate their stories through mine. Like I said, like a song like Glitter and Talk About That, those songs on the record are really impactful to me because people were very vulnerable in the response back to me that like, hey, I needed this. This helped me figure some stuff out. And I think as long as I can stay really true to that, I found too, like the more specific I get in my story, the more universal things become, which is wild. So I just try to like, I want to be more honest and more transparent and more kind of like unabashedly me in my music as we move forward.
Yeah, and for you, inspiration, I always love how you include these poems. Is poetry a big part of like your inspiration? Also, I feel like a lot of your songs have a poetry prose to it, right? So it's like that sort of your vibe where you get the inspiration.
Totally. You know, it's funny, like I kind of feel like I've just needed these relics to get by in life. Poems have found me at certain moments where I really needed them. Like I really feel like songs are like fossils. I just find them, I brush them off. They've always been here. There's a line in State of the Heart, trying to find ourselves in the letters of dead poets. And like, that's really kind of what I've been able to do in the art that's left behind for us to find. There's so much to be kind of like to learn from. And we're not the first ones to do this, you know what I mean? And we won't be the last. So it's important to kind of look back and say, who's left a bit of a trail for us to figure out some things here moving forward.
When you think about too, like playing these songs live for an audience, is there one in particular where you're like, I cannot wait to hear an audience sing these words back to me?
I think The Wire, that song has an energy. It's like time is of the essence. And that chorus, I've just been dying to get that with my crowd and just go all out for it. I'm excited for that one.
I hope you enjoyed that interview, but don't go anywhere. Here is Patrick Droney's exclusive performance of The Wire. Da, 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 da. Now getting down on the wire, getting to the heart of the matter. Yeah, you wanna know the truth when the nights are lonely. Think about you, you're my one and only lover. And unless I'll be alive, been up all night, wondering if you are up all night. I'm wondering if I call, honey, would you hesitate? Tell yourself it's too late, or would talk all night, build it back from bones to morning light. 'Cause I'm scared if we don't, honey, if I hesitate, it'll be a second too late. I've been up all night, now we're getting down on the wire, getting to the heart of the matter. Yeah, just a car crash from another disaster. Then why don't you stay through the morning after loving? And I'm always gonna think of New York, even if we're not together, darling. Yeah, you wanna know the truth when the nights are lonely. I think about you, you're my one and only lover. And unless I'll be alive, now we're getting down to the wire. And screw my pride, 'cause I need you to know it's out of my mind to ever let you go. Remember how your lips tasted, thoughts got my heart racing, memories ain't gonna make me whole. And now we're getting down to the wire, getting to the heart of the matter, yeah.
just a car crash from another disaster, then why don't you stay through the morning after loving? Oh, yeah. I'm always gonna think of New York, even if we're not together. Yeah, you wanna know the truth when the nights are lonely. I think about you, you're my one and only love. And unless I'll be alive, now we're getting down to the wire. Oh, baby, you wanna know the truth, darling? Oh, when the nights are lonely, baby, you're my one and only love. Now we're getting down to the wire. Now we're getting down to the wire. Now we're getting down, babe. Yeah, now we're getting down to the wire.
Thank you, guys.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Did you like that video? You can check out more over here. And don't forget to subscribe to iHeart right here. And if you're already a longtime fan, make sure you ring the bell down below so you don't miss a single video. Bye guys.